Hey everyone, I'm here again with Wild Hairs and Rocking Chairs to show you my last week's worth of thrift hauls and a little bit of I made it stuff from what I found at the thrift store. Nothing too exciting in that, but it was fun and it kept me busy for the 2 double shifts that I worked last weekend. Um, we don't use the Q word in nursing, especially in psych nursing, but it was nice and good night shifts that allowed me to do other things and be a little crafty to stay awake. So I can't find the rest of the spool, but at our local thrift store here in this tiny little town I lived in, has had a lot of controversy lately on the local Facebook pages and marketplace. There's a small local newspaper publication that did a article on them. It is a thrift store that supports the food bank, and they run off donations from the community. But what happened for several years was, and I may have explained this in a past video, that things were getting priced so high to almost new that people had stopped shopping there. And I think they've listened to the community. I went in the other day to check it out after going to several other thrift stores and seeing what it was like. And while I was in there, I picked up one of the larger spools. You usually find them at Walmart for about $8 of this solid cotton yarn. And this is what I made over the weekend while I was at work. Might be kind of hard to see with my lights here, but this is just a cotton washcloth type scrubby with a handle on the back, and one that's slightly bigger. You can use them in the kitchen, in the bathroom, but they're washable, unlike those nasty plastic mesh loofahs. This was a pattern I'd found on Pinterest that was supposed to be like a replacement loofah that you can wash. But it is fairly tight. I made another one that I tried in the shower, and they don't lather up really well, and they get really, really heavy, and I don't see how they dry any better. The only perk is that you can throw them in the washing machine and wash them, but they would take quite a significant amount of time to dry without getting all that nasty, moldy gunk in there. But that is what I made. For this week while I was there, I also picked up for another $2 one of these red heart crochet threads, as that's something I'd like to learn how to do, is the little doilies and hearts. My mom used to do a lot of them, so that's on my agenda for sometime soon. I went back again today to that same local thrift store because while I was there I saw a few things that I wanted to go back and check out, and today their kitchenwares were 50% off. So while I was there, these are not marked, but they're just these little cute barrel with strawberries on them. Salt and pepper shakers. It was $4 for the set, so half price meant I paid $2 for them, and I thought they were really cute, so they came home with me. This Pyrex Autumn Floral. I think when I looked up the patterns, this was the closest one I could find was Autumn Floral. It's from, I want to say, the late 70s. They had like a brown glass cover for them, which didn't come with this one. This one was listed at $5, but at half off it was $2.50. And it's just really pretty. Kind of a brownie pink and yellow. I had never seen this pattern before, so I picked it up. And then the other one I wasn't sure about. I had a hard time finding. There's some listed as the Federal Eagle pattern, which different sites said different things about whether it was from the 70s or the 80s. But this is in really good shape. Neither one of them any utensil markings, no scratches, no areas of wear like it's been run through the dishwasher a lot, but no lid. This one was marked at $4, so I paid $2 for it. The other kitchenware thing I picked up while I was at that store today was one of the things that had me coming back. This is a shell-shaped chip and dip, vegetable and dip platter of some sort. It is, let me see if you can see that. It has the FF for Fitz and Floyd, It is labeled in the Roman numerals for 1976. I had to use Google to look that up to find out for sure. It was marked at $12. So I paid $6 for it, which might be a bit much. And I'd swear this chip on the bottom was not there when I took it up to the counter, but I left it at the counter while they wrapped it up. I went and looked at a couple other things. But it's still, you know, barely noticeable from the front, and it's on the bottom, and it's still just a beautiful pink. I don't know if this is a conch shell or a, looks like a clam shell to me, but yeah, so I picked that up. And then for that same thrift store so close to home, they had also their linens and clothes on sale. So I picked up these pillowcases, which look pretty vintage. They're not embroidered. They're in beautiful shape. They look like they maybe had the pattern on so somebody could embroider if they wanted to, or it's painted on, and it has this lovely crochet border. And there's two of them. Look like they've really never been used. They've just been sitting in somebody's craft closet or something until they got donated to the thrift store. So there was two of those, and I paid $1.50 for the set. And then the other thing I got was I've been looking at skirts and dresses to kind of convert into aprons that you find at thrift stores, and they were, they sell them all their skirts for $3, so these were $1.50 a piece. Nothing that would actually fit me. Let me see if I can get back here. But it's a really pretty, if you open it up, the zipper's on the side on this one. I thought it would make a really cute semi-vintage looking apron that would be fun. I don't know why I've been thinking about aprons and wanting to make one so much lately. Maybe because my grandma used to use aprons a lot, and that was what we did, my cousins and I, all as girls, when we went out to help bake with grandma. We all tried on different aprons. And that was the same with this one. I like the embroidered and petticoat look to it. It's got that second layer there. You might add a pocket. You just open it up, put a strap around it, something that blends in, and it makes a cute little waist apron. Or you could add the, pinafore top to it. So that was all for my local thrift store. That was in two different trips because one I went in to look around, but I wanted to respond to some of the comments on Facebook and some of my own negative experiences there, and see if we couldn't help support them again and talk to the ladies about other ways that they could promote the food bank and get more people involved again. And it was a really nice conversation. A few other things I've picked up at thrift stores lately this week. I went looking at the $5 Spring Challenge. I haven't really set up my decor with it yet, but while I was looking for something for that, I found this, excuse me if I butcher the name, Stengel pottery mug. It's marked, there we go, that way. On the bottom, it says Country Garden. It's also known as the Wild Rose pattern when you look it up online. I grew up around a lot of wild roses. I kind of prefer them to the store brand rosebuds. I really like wildflowers, and I thought that was pretty. It was marked $1.99, and because of the points I'd accumulated at Value Village, they kind of do it like Safeway and their gas points. You hit 100 points, you get 20% off your purchase. So this was $1.60, I think, by the time I got done. I also picked up this bowl, nothing old. I just thought it was beautiful. And it made me think of spring into summer. Get all these flowers, and there's birds and butterflies and dragonflies. And then it has the ladybug inside. That's hard to see. It says home is where the heart is. Has a butterfly in there. And I thought that was just something really pretty to sit on the shelf. Even my husband's picked it up and said, oh, that's kind of neat. But he's a dragonfly fan, so. And then the other part that was part of my $5 challenge, again, not old, Rocket Farms. These cute little pink ladybugs with the hearts. They're clay of some sort. They got little wire antenna on them, and they've got a hole in the top. So I'm going to take these to, oh, I forgot to mention, this was listed at $2.99, so again, 20% off. It was like $2.40, I believe. And then these were listed for 99 cents, but they were purple tags and half off, so they were 50 cents each. And like I said, they've got the holes in them. I have this old barnwood style garden shed outside that needs some color on it, so I'm going to glue or stick these to it somehow and put a little hen and chick succulent type thing in there. I thought that'd be really cute and bright for out in the garden before the flowers start showing up. While I was at that same thrift store, it was a Value Village downtown. I picked up, this is a little bit wet because we've been using it already. I just recently, like I said, I spent some time with my mom and my grandmother and my aunt, who came in with this gorgeous teapot, holds about 2 cups. This is not this one, but one similar. Hers was cast iron. This one doesn't have it in it. I couldn't find it. It's probably somewhere with tea in it. It has a metal stainless steel strainer that sits in there, so you just add the hot water to the tea and let it steep and then take it out. And you have your tea. Works so much better than those little spoons or balls that you put the tea in. It cleans up a lot easier. And it's this cute, beautiful, bright orange teapot. I paid $6.99 for, plus whatever 20% off was. Done with the math for now that I'm done with the $5 challenge part. And the other thing I picked up at that store that evening, well, there's 2 more things, was this footed bird mug. He was $1, I want to say $1.29. Took the stickers off already. Somewhere in my stash, I had bought a set of these at an auction, an online auction that was actually over in Idaho. There's 6 mugs with different birds on them, all in different colors, with the feet in different colors. Plus a couple other mugs, like you've ever seen the, you asked for half a cup of coffee and it's only half a mug. One of those, and another, and a plain blue, turquoisey blue footed mug with no bird on it. It was $5 when I won the auction, but it cost $20 to ship it. But I bought them because they really reminded me of my grandmother. And I think we're going to move them to one of my mother's houses where we all spend all our time together. So we have these cute little bird mugs to have. The other thing I picked up that night at the thrift store was another Anne Rice book for my collection. I don't think you can see them from here yet because they're way up on the top shelf. But she is one of my favorite authors. I love vampire stories. I love stories. I like to read. But she's always been one of my favorites. So I've been looking to collect them. And, of course, why buy them brand new when I can get them at the thrift stores in really good shape? I lucked out in Seattle several months ago, last fall, when I was over there and found a huge stack of them, and they were $1 a piece there. This one was $3.50, but again, it's for my collection. And while we were there, I had my son with me. He is 23, and he's kind of like me in that the first place he went was back to the books while I was looking at the other stuff, and I went and met him back there. So I'm showing off his finds too, because he picked up a Volume 1 and Volume 2 with beautiful dust jackets. I mean, there's a little roughness, a little tears. The complete works of William Shakespeare. These were printed in 1853, according to the front. Not the front, that's not in the front. It's in one of these. Printed in the USA, 1853. Let me check the... Yeah, that's the only place. Anyway, they're in beautiful shape. He collects the books. They're going to go on my shelf for now because he doesn't have space for them, just to keep them safe. You see, printed in the USA, 1853. He also picked up, I'm sure this will surprise everybody, the complete book of birds, or something like that. Their life, their ways, and their world. It's got lovely, bright pictures in it. This one I found and I showed to him, and he picked it up because he's into art and does a lot of artistry stuff. And so it is the Gothic and Old English alphabet like I said before, we also do Renaissance fairs and that kind of thing, so it's always kind of sparked the kids' interest to go that way. And then this one he was really excited about. He has a copy of the Divine Comedy in his collection, but this one is illustrated, or the engravings are by, what is his name? Gustave Doré. So he recognized the name immediately. It's his kind of art. He's very much into the kind of dark and macabre, cool stuff. But that was our Value Village haul for that night. I think I am missing a couple things. Oh, maybe not. Anyway, the one other thrift store I went to was a Christian thrift store. They had anything that looked even remotely old. They had really high priced, and then they have a boutique off to the side where like furniture stores donate stuff and decor that they're not selling or they're discontinuing. But yeah, like I said, if it looked remotely old, it was antique store prices are higher. But I did find this, I think I told you before, with those Fitz and Floyd little chicken napkin rings, that my mom's a fan of chickens. And this was, it's just, you know, like, again, nothing old. Has a rooster in it, but one of the reasons I bought it, well, two, this little pink tag for 49 cents was half off, so it was 25 cents. And it says Ella's Rooster on it. Ella just happens to be my mother's name, and I just thought that was appropriate and needed to come home with me so I can go to her one of these days. And the other thing I bought at that store, again, not old, this is my water cup, sorry. But I just liked it, and it's someplace that's on my bucket list. Hopefully I'll get to go buy my own one of these days. The Salem Witch Museum with this cute little cat face. And that is all my thrift store stuff, and the only thing I've made this week. If you follow either my Facebook or my Instagram page or both, you'll see there was a free rocking chair I picked up. It's a big old heavy wood rocking chair. Cushions are really beat up, need to be replaced. It needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but I was excited about that. And currently sitting in the back of my truck, somebody in our town was getting rid of an oak table and chairs, similar to the ones that my used to be in this house here. So my husband is going to look at refinishing that project, and it'll probably just be in a yard sale. It's not something we can sell online, but maybe I'll show those one of these days. And there was another estate, they called it an estate sale, but it was basically come take my crap. Nothing old, but I got a couple of cool Christmas decorations and some cardinals from Home Decor with a big round votive lamp. Cardinals are the mascot for the high school team here, so I thought I'd try either. I don't know if I'll keep them or get rid of them. I have lots of birds everywhere, but I'm starting to get quite a large collection, so that is my thrift store haul for this week. I have a couple other things to show you guys in another video that I thought would be fun as we're working on clearing out my piles and piles of craft stuff and estate sale finds. I came across a box that I forgot I had. So I might actually take the time tonight to go ahead and film that. If you want to see it, maybe hit a subscribe and a like, and I'll show you that video another day.